Hello, Police for UK here, and welcome to another Game of Day video. Happy Sunday. Sorry it's a bit later than normal, but yeah, we got there in the end. So this is Gryzor. This is basically Contra. It was also known as Gryzor on certain systems and certain regions and stuff. Let's just center this a bit and might make it bigger actually, so I can get a bit more of it on the screen. Yep, so I'm running Gryzor today, so I've already inserted the virtual floppy disk. I don't think I've ever played the Amstrad CPC version of this. I remember Contra on the Nintendo Entertainment System, and that was good. So we've got our disk in here, Gryzor, so let's just run Gryzor and see what we got with this one. So happy Sunday, hope everyone's having a good day so far. Gryzor, there it is, Konami. So 1987 Konami, and Ocean Software as well, and Jones has put his signature on the bottom right there, drawn the picture. Very nice picture it is too, Jones. So yeah, let's wait for the game to load up from floppy disk and we'll see what we got with this. Right, okay, so it's a one player game. Lance or Bill, or do you get to choose, or is that Lance's player 1 and Bill's player 2? Let's just start the game. Just press fire button, see what it does. Before we do, as you can see, programming is by John Brandwood, graphics is by Mark K. Jones, and FX is by Roger Fenton. So let's start the game. Player 1. Right, okay, so sadly no music in game. And ups to jump, which is kind of typical for this era of gaming. Right, okay, so I've noticed the difference between this and the Nintendo version already is it's not scrolling, it's like sort of like gets to a certain part of the screen and then it will flip scroll. So not quite as good in that respect, but the graphics look alright, actually nice and colourful on this version. I have to use up to jump, which is quite awkward. So when you want to jump sideways like that and that, you have to press up left or up right respectively. I do like the colour in this version actually. I think the Spectrum version had not much colour. Whoa. I just wish it had a bit of music, because the game's suited with music. So that wasn't a very good start, was it? So shall we try that again? So yeah, graphics are rich in detail. We've got some really detailed environments in this one, and even though there's a lot going on with the environments, you can still make out where the enemies and the main player is, so it doesn't sort of distract you from the gameplay. Well, we did have a nice freeway rocket power there, but we lost it due to that mine on that bridge. Okay, now it's not. Tell you what, it's not easy. So obviously Gryzor's based on the Contra game, which I think is an arcade machine originally. That is really difficult. I'll tell you what's making it difficult for me is the up to jump business. Long-term subscribers of my channel will know that I'm not a fan of up to jump at all. It just makes games so much more difficult, especially if you're using a modern controller as well, like a Bluetooth gamepad or whatever. Up to jump and then you trying a diagonal jump is really really difficult. And to be honest, I wasn't a fan of it back in the 80s and the 90s when you had to use up to jump on your joystick. I suppose sometimes the programmers didn't have much of a choice because there's only one fire button. There's like multiple red buttons on the joystick, but they're all the same fire button, if that makes sense, all circuited the same way. So up to jump was very common back in them days. That's why when I first played on a Nintendo Entertainment System, A and B being separate buttons, that was great. No more up to jump misery. There's that freeway. Let's not lose it to the mine this time. Oh, and what do I go and do? Lose it to the mine. So yeah, that's Gryzor, today's game day. It's got good graphics, it plays nicely. Up to jump is a bit of a problem on it, but if you can get past that and if you don't mind up to jump, yeah, absolutely fantastic port. I just wish the programmers would have put a bit of music in it, because the AY chip on the sound Amstrad CPC is definitely capable of a bit of music on this game. I'm sure there would have been enough memory for that. Maybe there wouldn't, I don't know, especially on the 64K models. But yeah, that's Gryzor on the Amstrad CPC, also known as Contra. So if anyone ever asks you if you play Gryzor and you can't think if you have, just remember that it's also the same as Contra. So yep, there we go. So shall we try and actually do it this time? Jump! Oh, it's still got me even though I managed to almost clear it. Yeah, I'm using a modern equivalent gamepad with this emulator, and I don't think the up to jump's that great on it. Oh, you fuck. So I'm going to give this one 8 out of 10. So I'd like to thank you for watching. Have a pleasant rest of your evening, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video. Bye!